If you call yourself the priest of the home, I want you to recognize that you also set the tone of the home. And so all those long hours that you work, all those long trips, everything that you're grinding for, I want you to realize the tone that you're setting. If you're chasing after money so hard, then your family's gonna learn that money is your God. Not yours personally, but that is the God that we serve as a family. Because our situation, circumstances can't change unless you have money. And while you chase to provide and make sure all means are covered for instead of trusting God for it, you let yourself slip. You let yourself have these compromises throughout the week of it's okay if I just scroll a little bit more. It's okay if I look at that girl with, a little something in the trunk because life is tough. And you relax and you chill. Before you know it, you look in the mirror and there's a huge gut staring back at you. And I was the one with the big gut. I was the one that was so focused on providing and making sure that I'm doing everything that God has called me to do to a certain caliber, to a certain standard that I jeopardized what you would think I'm talking about is health, but my very purpose. Because how am I supposed to be doing what I'm doing right now, like shooting this video, but I put this tripod down and my back is hurting. I'm having flare ups. It's so hard for me to actually show up in the capacity that I know I can if I don't have the energy to. I don't have the motivation. And so you're trading your purpose for pleasures. And the most crucial part in this transition I've made of losing 30 pounds, of being able to really step into my calling as a coach, is understand that most men understand their potential. Potential is an insult, though. It's saying that you could, but you aren't. But if you really did decide to lock in, you'd be in a crazy place. You'd be in an astronomical position where you'd be undefeated. You'd be unbeatable. But when you chase the things of this world, when you chase these worldly things that are just popping up as they go, these certain circumstances, you get filled with this doubt and worry that just consume you. And everything that you check off, okay, I gotta make sure this is paid. I gotta go get this. Okay, we're in this situation. You can never lift your eyes to heaven. And as long as your eyes are on this earth, nothing changes. Nothing about your situation is gonna feel like it's getting better. Nothing feels like it's actually advancing or improving because when you look at the earth, things repeat. There's nothing new under the sun. And so we if you don't take the chance to look up to heaven where the skies are moving, the clouds are shifting, this is a practical application. This is literally and figuratively with your heart. Because when you've compromised so much and as more time comes by, it becomes a culture of your lifestyle. Your lifestyle screams of compromise, pleasure, and comfort. And you look like it too. And if you know that you look like it, how do you think other people see it? How do you think your family see it? We're not talking about being approved by other men or people in jobs and situations. We're talking about the standard of who you want to be known to be. When God asks you, what did you do with the life I gave you? Are you going to say, well, I just made sure everything was paid and my children had fun and my wife was good? Or will you stand before him to know that you poured out every idea, you poured out every ounce of making sure that you showed up each and every day? And if this sounds vague, I want to get a little bit more specific. You have an idea right now, a vision that is going to risk the stability and safety of your everyday lifestyle. And because of the responsibility that you have under your belt, you feel like you owe it to your family to make sure that they're safe. But when you crack open the Bible, there's nothing in there that guarantees a safe life. But instead, we conform to the norms of comfort. And because you live that life of comfort, so will your family. How are you expecting your kid to take risks? How are you expecting your wife to be taking initiative and improvise and do all these amazing things if you don't set the tone? You are the focal point. And so this is not so much about performance of what you do. This is about who you are. And truly right now, who you are is someone who loves comfort, you love pleasure, and that is only keeping you in the loop for longer. And so the only way you really break this loop is you shift who you are so that you can shift what you do and shift the results that you have. And so in this framework, it birthed in my own life with the daily deposit system. And this is a system not only for like losing weight of 30 pounds, but more specifically geared to who you were called to be. And by understanding how God has shaped you and what rhythms are you supposed to be living on a day-to-day lifestyle, you start to become aligned. Because understand this, no matter how hard you try to put a square peg into a round hole, will it ever fit? Will it ever fit? No matter how strong I am, what if I'm like Hercules? I'm over here, look, I'm yoked up. What if I try to squeeze that into that hole? It would never fit. Because no matter how much strength you try to apply into something that doesn't naturally fit, either it breaks or it will never just fit. And so it's either you're going to break, which is more likely, or you're going to have to shape shift, change the shape of who you are, literally and figuratively, so that it can finally have alignment. And that's really what you're looking. Balance does not exist. Balance is one of the dumbest things that you could be searching for because you're trying to equally hold two different priorities at the same level. And in rhythms of life, the purpose of alignment, it saves you the trouble and the guesswork of what exactly you need to be doing. And when you eliminate your emotions out of it, it allows you to show up more fully and to have the capacity for more. So if you want to learn how to do that, I got another video. Congratulations, it's in the link.